Baking soda is also known as sodium bicarbonate. It can be produced through a chemical process, or it can be mined from the ground, a more natural option according to some. Large mineral deposits exist in northwest Colorado, left behind as lakes evaporated millions of years ago. Mine operators dissolve the sodium bicarbonate underground using hot brine. The brine is a mix of the mineral and water left over from prior processing. They pipe the new higher concentration brine to a processing facility over 1.5 kilometers away. The brine collects in a big holding tank outside and flows through pipes into the facility as needed. Inside, a technician tests the liquid and confirms that the level of sodium bicarbonate in it is adequate. The still hot brine then flows from one tank to the next. Inside the tanks, heat exchangers gradually cool it. This causes the sodium bicarbonate brine to crystallize, and it makes the granules larger and heavier. The crystals sink to the bottom of the last tank, forming a mixture of brine and crystals. They pump this mixture into a device called a hydroclone. The hydroclone spins out the brine through the center, and the crystals gravitate to the sides and sink to the bottom. This creates a sodium bicarbonate slurry that has a meringue-like consistency. The slurry is about 40% sodium bicarbonate crystals at this point. But although a lot of water has been removed, there's much more work to be done. As the dewatering continues, the system recaptures spent liquid and pipes it back into the mine to dissolve more mineral. The slurry goes for another spin, this time in a centrifuge. It wrings out more water, transforming the slurry into something called wet cake. Wet cake is 95% sodium bicarbonate and only 5% water. Next, it's into this long steel conveyor with a rotating screw device. It delivers the wet cake to a mixer that blends some dry sodium bicarbonate powder into it. The dry powder brings the moisture content down to 3%. At 3% moisture, this industrial dryer will work more efficiently. The wet cake makes a quick trip through it to remove the rest of the moisture, leaving pure baking soda. The baking soda now shakes through 3 tiers of vibrating screens. This sorts the crystals by size, producing several different grades. From brine to powder, it has been quite a journey. It's time to determine how this mined baking soda measures up. A technician dissolves some of the baking soda in water. He adds an acid to neutralize the sodium bicarbonate, allowing him to measure its purity. He also places the different grades of baking soda in a mini screening device. It vibrates to shake the granules through perforations and verify that the crystals have been correctly graded by size. With the lab's approval, this baking soda is ready for the marketplace. A robotic arm picks up the bag and transfers it to a fill station with a scale below. The scale signals when there's 25 kilograms of baking soda in the bag, prompting the fill nozzle to shut off. These 25-kilogram bags will be sold mainly to commercial bakeries and industries that use large amounts of baking soda daily. It will no doubt rise to the occasion.